does not surprise me in the least that the heliocentric mindset does not even consider that sunlight is bending and it's inside the Earth. Sly Sparkane, who's the prominent heliocentrist anti-flat earther, him and a bunch of different people throughout the world actually tried to reconduct the Eratosthenes test. Here's a little portion of the video to show you Eratosthenes. I think I said that wrong. But anyway, I made a video about Eratosthenes a couple years ago, actually, 2014. And his error was that he just had this presupposition that sunlight was parallel in it. And so he thought that the angles that were casting in Alexandria and Cyrene were a result of parallel light, which is a very faulty conclusion. You just can't assume something like that. And we know better, concavers. And on the right side, we see here how the sunlight here is emanating the light out on a curve like that. So anyway, Sly got together with 23 different individuals throughout the Earth, and they reperformed the Eratosthenes test. I'm not going to show you every single individual who did the test, but what I did was I recreated it in Illustrator. I'll show you Illustrator here, where I made the light bend. I put the sun inside a spherical Earth, and I simply had the light bend. And so let me zoom back out a little bit over here, and what you see in the outermost circle would be the Earth, and the smallest circle would be the celestial sphere, approximately. Of course, if you understand Jeremiah 31, it says that we cannot measure the heavens, so I'm not really sure how big the celestial sphere is because of the glass sky and the bending light. It's just one of the tricks that I played upon humanity. But I have the sun over here, to the left over there, and we have the light splaying out in a curved fashion, and the angle in which the sunlight, or the shadow of the sunlight, gets projected upon the vertical stakes in the ground, which are all pointing toward the center of the Earth, work out perfectly. It works out perfectly with bending light, with that understanding. We have he had a couple of people in Australia do the test. Latitude of 26.8, elevation of 62.7, latitude of 27.9, elevation of 62.9, and it works out perfectly with bending light. There's the other coordinates out over here. I have a latitude of 66.5, 23.1 elevation, latitude of 55.5, elevation of 35.5, and so on and so forth. You can read those over here. So basically what Sly and all of his heliocentric friends do not understand, will not understand until it's probably too late, hopefully they can repent in time, is that sunlight is bending, and there is a creator, there is a God, and there's a God in the flesh, and he's dwelling with humanity. He's interacting with humans, and he's trying to tell you that you're living inside the Earth, and there is a divine ruse at play, and sunlight is definitely bending, and the sun is inside the Earth. It's true that flat earthers know something. They know that the heliocentric model is fictitious. It doesn't make sense that a sun would be 93 million miles away. And so in this video that Sly uploaded just tonight, I guess, it is true that flat earth is debunked. I mean, so I got to give him credit for that. And this is good for you flat earthers to realize that flat earth is impossible. There's so many other impossibilities that I mentioned before, but obviously heliocentrism is impossible too. It doesn't make sense. Free space path loss would not allow these long distances. We also have these weird anomalies with the sun and the moon. They appear to be the same size in the sky. What are the chances of the sun being 400 times larger than the moon and 391 times farther away? other impossibilities too. If you watch this video, I'll put it in the description box, where I made of the land surveyor Jesse Kozlowski's refusal to show the results that he said he did of a quad angle, reciprocal angle, zenith angle test, where you have a theodolite in the middle and you turn it every 90 degrees. And I was telling him you're going to get different deviations of that light bending. It's going to be bending in different directions. That's why they don't like to do that. Land surveyors don't like to take a theodolite and turn it every 90 degrees and have targets 90 degrees away from each other, because you're going to get variation of the upward curvature of the light. You see, it's the curvature of the light that plays tricks on the eye. It makes flat earthers think that there's no curvature, but there is curvature. It's just the light that's bending up. You don't realize it. And it makes these convex ballers don't understand that the upward curving of the light is bending more than the curvature of the Earth, because there's a resonant absorptive antenna, which is octahedral, in the center of the Earth. This is also why the flat earthers have problems with understanding gyroscopes in airplanes. They don't understand that this magnetism that the octahedron creates, it actually aligns the gyroscope, so it's always perpendicular to it. So wherever the airplane is flying, the gyroscope is automatically going to adjust to it. So this is good. Killing two birds with one stone here. Killing flat earthers with the help of Sly and his friends, and killing flat Earth too, I mean killing heliocentrism as well, because there's problems with these long distances. They don't have an explanation for whatchamacallit, gravitational lensing. They don't know why that's happening. Well, I explained that in the video. I'll put that video in the description box. And these long distances don't make sense. There is glass in the sky, light is bending, and it plays a trick on the eye, and the sun is inside the Earth, and the reason why we get these elevation angles are because of that bending light, and it's all operating inside the Earth. And so that's what you need to understand, people. You're living inside. You're living inside the Earth. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your help, Sly, and your friends who actually did these tests, because it really just concludes my suspicion all along that the sun is inside the Earth. It is very close, and the bending of the light is evident, and it's showing so with these angles that you gave me. So it works out beautifully. And obviously he didn't take into account that there's a refraction at play, and the refraction is actually, it doesn't work on a convex ball Earth model. I mentioned that before, where if they're giving this illegal lift to the initial rise of this supposed, on their diagrams of refraction, they're trying to tell you that you would see a longer distance with refraction on a convex surface. Well, no, you would see a shorter difference on a convex surface if refraction were at play. And so this only works with concave Earth, light bending. The sun is close, the sun is inside the Earth, the sun is small, it's behind glass. I talked about how there's a real glass lensing, which gives a better explanation than what the heliocentrists will tell you about gravitational lensing. They cannot even explain that. I explain it beautifully. If you watch my eclipse video I just uploaded about a week ago, you actually see reflections of the eclipse on the glass sky. So that is the divine trick, and unfortunately the heliocentrists are a little bit further away from understanding that, because they have this cognitive refusal to believe anything. And also I wanted to mention the Tamarack mine shafts. That's a blatant omission of the truth, that two plumb bobs, if you hang them down mine shafts that are adjacent to each other, and there's a tunnel connecting those two mine shafts at the bottom, those plumb bobs will always diverge at the bottom. And there's hundreds of thousands of vacant mine shafts in the United States alone, or maybe not hundreds of thousands, at least thousands, that they can reperform those tests. So any of these light curvature tests that they're trying to prove to you that the Earth is either flat or convex are not giving you all the information that you need to understand, because light is bending, and it is bending upward. And it is bending upward because there is an octahedral antenna in the center of the Earth that is pulling up, with the electrons pulling up toward the center, and it's creating that trick of the eye. So thank you, Sly, for helping me prove to the people that light is bending inside the Earth, and it is not flat, it is spherical, and that light bends. Okay, thanks for watching.